ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Tech Showdown. I'm still sick, although I'm at the very tail end of it, I think. This is my co-host Teddy, and today we're checking out this guy right here, the Steel Series Sensei 310. And let's jump right into it then with the looks. So, as you can see, this is an ambidextrous gaming mouse design, which is quite good. It's got a very flat look to it. I'm sort of impartial to that. It looks like many of the other Steel Series Senseis out on the market right now. That isn't a bad thing, not at all. It just, they kind of have that look about them. It's quite basic. It's, black all over except the grey silicone on the sides, which is just to add some extra grip there. I'm not saying it's a bad looking gaming mouse. It just looks very, stock and standard. It has the RGB on the logo at the back and on the scroll wheel, but, it's still purely in its design. It's quite basic. Now let's move over to comfort, because that's much more important. Comfort-wise, it's pretty good for the most part. I honestly don't really have too many issues with it. My main one being that it's quite small and I have quite large hands, so I tend to sort of over-envelop it when I grip it. That won't be an issue for the vast majority of you guys out there with more, average size hands, and my girlfriend used this gaming mouse and she thought it was a great size, so it may just be me. One thing that is very good is that it's very light. It's coming in at 90 grams, so that's very, very good there. Nice and light, easy to move around, so that's good, and that's always a good thing with comfort. So yeah, I think it's pretty good. The sides are grippy, it's easy to hold. It's just, I would say, pretty good in terms of comfort. I think if you had smaller hands, then you would find it even better than what I did. But yeah, if you have large hands like me, it's going to feel a little bit small in your hand. Now let's move over to the performance then and talk about that sensor, because this is the best part of this gaming mouse for sure. So it's coming with the TrueMove 3 optical sensor, which goes up to 12,000 dpi, which is just absolutely massive. The sensor is fantastic. It is so, so good. I've been playing a lot of Rainbow Six Siege lately, and it is just fantastic for it. I had no issues, no complaints. It was a very, very good. And this is a excellent sensor that it's coming with. So I think for gaming, if you're playing FPS games or MOBAs or anything like that, you're not going to have any trouble with the sensor in this gaming mouse. It is definitely the best part of it. It is very, very good. It also comes with jitter reduction, which works really nicely. That just helps smooth out any of the small movements. And yeah, just a great job by SteelSeries on the sensor. Let's move over and talk about the buttons and the scroll wheel. So it is running Omron switches on the right and left click. They're pretty good, decent travel and good feel. I don't really have any issues there, very solid. The scroll wheel was a little sort of low down for me, a little bit too recessed, and it's a bit on the stiff side. It's not really the end of the world, but personally speaking, I would have liked it to be a little bit lighter and a little bit raised up. DPI button's fine, nice and out of the way. Now the side buttons, because this is ambidextrous, there's two buttons on either side. They're fine. You're never going to hit them accidentally, which is good, because they have so much travel. But that's also the con. They have so much travel that if you actually try to use them, you really have to push them in. They go in a long way before they activate, and that's going to be a con. So it's good in some ways, but it's also bad in others, and that's going to be an issue there. Now, as far as the software goes, it's coming with the SteelSeries Engine 3. Which is very clean, easy to use software. Setting up the buttons and all that's very straightforward. Setting up the DPI is easy. And you can obviously change the RGB on the back and on the scroll wheel if you want to. It's a really good software. Probably the best one out there. Logitech's one's pretty good too. So yeah, I would say that the software is just fine. It's not going to be an issue for most people. It's definitely not too complicated, which is the case with many of the gaming softwares out there right now. Which brings us to the conclusion, and what do I make of the Steel Series Sensei 310? So let's bring price into it. So right now at Playtech here in New Zealand, you can pick up the Sensei 310 for 109 New Zealand dollars. So it's definitely not a cheap ambidextrous gaming mouse, that's for sure. And at that price point, you could get a Logitech G403, for example. That would be a very good gaming mouse at that price point. Or you could get a Ducky Secret Mouse. That is what I personally use myself, which is about $10 less than this guy. So how do I put it then? Well, this gaming mouse looks-wise is pretty, stock standard. Let's be honest. But it has very good comfort. The sensor is tremendous. It is so good. Seriously, guys, this is an excellent sensor. The buttons are a bit of a mixed bag for me. And overall, I would say that if you are left-handed and you are looking for a very, very good ambidextrous gaming mouse, then I would, seriously take a look at the Sensei 310. However, if you are right-handed, like me, and like the majority of you guys probably are, then I can't really recommend this guy. I would personally go for the G403 or the Ducky Secret Mouse as I run myself, which is fantastic. That's what I personally think. But hey, let me know in the comment section down below. Do you have this gaming mouse? What do you think of it? Do you have the G403 or the Ducky Secret Mouse? Especially the people that have the Ducky mouse. Let me know what you guys have thought of it so far, because not many people have it. And I really love mine. So let me know if you have that gaming mouse. I'd really like to know. I thank you all for watching this video. Sorry I'm still sick, guys. I'm trying to get better as quick as I can. But, there's only so much I can do. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.